You wake up, check your phone, scroll, work, scroll, Netflix, scroll, sleep, repeat. And somewhere in the back of your mind, there's this question you can't shake. Is this it? Here's what nobody's telling you. You're not lazy, you're not broken, you're overstimulated. And that overstimulation isn't just making you tired, it's stealing your ability to feel like life actually means something. Let's talk about what's actually happening in your brain. Your great-great-grandparents experienced maybe a few dozen significant stimuli per day. A conversation, a book, physical work, the sunset. You experience thousands of stimuli per hour. Every notification, every scroll, every tab, every advertisement, each one is a tiny hit of novelty that your brain has to process. And here's the problem. Your brain evolved to reward you with dopamine for meaningful activities, finding food, creating something, connecting deeply with others. Things that helped you survive, but now you get that same dopamine from watching a 15-second video of a cat falling off a table. Your reward system is being hijacked constantly. So when you sit down to do something that actually matters, write that book, have that deep conversation, learn that skill, your brain is like, where's my instant hit? This is boring. It's not that you've lost your purpose. It's that your brain has been trained to find real purpose too slow, too difficult, too quiet. The things that create genuine meaning, mastery, deep relationships, creating something valuable, these require sustained attention. But sustained attention is exactly what overstimulation destroys. You become numb, not to happiness, but to depth. Now let's talk about the lie you've been sold. Somewhere along the way, we decided that the goal of life is to be happy, all the time. Every moment should feel good, right? Wrong. Happiness was never meant to be a permanent state. It's a signal, like hunger or thirst. It tells you when something is going well, then it fades so you can notice the next good thing. But we've created a culture that treats any moment of not happiness as a problem to be solved. Feeling bored? Here's TikTok. Feeling lonely? Here's Instagram. Feeling restless? Here's Amazon Prime. Feeling empty? Here's another self-help course promising you'll finally feel complete. You're not chasing happiness anymore. You're running from discomfort. And here's the cruel irony. The things that make life feel meaningful are often uncomfortable. Learning something difficult, uncomfortable. Building a real relationship, vulnerable and uncomfortable. Creating something meaningful, terrifying and uncomfortable. Facing who you really are and what you really want, deeply uncomfortable. When you medicate every uncomfortable moment with stimulation, you don't just lose the bad feelings. You lose your ability to feel anything deeply, including purpose, meaning, and genuine joy. You trade depth for distraction, and you end up with neither. So here's how you fix it. You have to reclaim boredom. I know. That sounds insane. Who wants to be bored? But listen, boredom is not the enemy. Boredom is the soil where meaning grows. When you're bored, your brain doesn't just shut off. It starts to integrate. It makes connections. It processes your life. It asks bigger questions. What do I actually care about? What would make today matter? Who do I want to become? These questions don't come when you're scrolling. They come in the space between. Here's your protocol. 1. Create friction zones. 1 hour every morning. No phone, no screens, just coffee, a notebook, and your thoughts. Let yourself be bored. Let your mind wander. This is where you'll find what actually matters to you. 2. The one thing. Rule. Do one thing at a time, not watching TV while scrolling while eating. One thing, fully. This is how you rebuild your attention span and rediscover what engagement actually feels like. 3. Depth over breadth. Stop dabbling. Pick one skill, one project, one relationship and go deep. Real meaning comes from mastery and intimacy. Both require time and focus. 4. Embrace productive discomfort. Once per day, do something uncomfortable that moves you toward who you want to be. That's where growth lives. That's where purpose lives. And here's what happens when you do this. At first, it sucks. Your brain will scream for stimulation. You'll feel restless, anxious, like you're missing out. Push through. After a few weeks, something shifts. The noise quiets down. You start to hear yourself again. You start to notice what actually lights you up. That book you've been meaning to write, you actually write a page. That conversation you've been avoiding, you have it. That person you forgot you could be, you start becoming them again. Life doesn't feel pointless because there's no point. It feels pointless because you've been numbed to the things that create point. Meaning isn't found in constant stimulation. It's found in the depth of your focus, the quality of your relationships, the things you build that matter, the person you become through struggle. You're not lazy, you're not broken, you're just overstimulated. And the cure isn't another productivity hack or motivation video. The cure is simpler and harder than that. Sit still, get bored, do one thing deeply, feel your discomfort. Let your life get quiet enough that you can hear what it's trying to tell you. Your purpose is waiting for you, but it's waiting in the silence you keep avoiding. If this resonated with you, here's your challenge. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, sit with a notebook for 20 minutes. No rules, no goals, just you and your thoughts. See what comes up. And if you want more on building a life that actually feels meaningful in an overstimulated world, subscribe, because we're going deeper. You've got this.